All right, there we go. Now we have our Instagram folks, or excuse me, our YouTube folks. Sorry about that, YouTube. I forgot to press the button. You know, you think that by now I would have every single part of my routine down, but it seems that no matter how many times I do this, I still forget like that one or two steps where I just need to, press the last button or press the last go live. Because, there's so many confirmation screens and all of my accounts have two-factor authentication on them, to prevent hacking. So it's just, I'll get it. One of these days, I'll get everything down without errors. I always make at least one error. Maybe you guys don't see all those errors, but I always make those errors. But anyways, as I was saying, really happy that we get to spend the time together. I'm seeing a lot of new faces in the chat, and I'm also seeing some of my consistent watchers in the chat. So thank you so much for the support from all of you. It's been an incredible amount of growth in the past couple of days, really past couple of weeks. In the past like 10 days, I've grown like 6,000 users on Instagram and about 1,500 followers on YouTube. So thank you so much for that. And if it's your first time, welcome. I always do two things. I always start by doing our global roll call, asking everybody to let us know their city, state, province, country, just to kind of add to the fellowship of the community here, and also to help you introduce yourself and kind of keep the chat at a professional level. And then I also give an opening note while I wait for people to introduce themselves and just kind of let my chat fill up, although I'm already seeing my chat fill up. And also, I have to tell you guys something. Today is a little bit of a bittersweet day for me, I have some good things going on and maybe some not so good things going on. So one of the good things that I have going on is that tomorrow I get to release to you my next video in my de-influencing data science series. So if most of you started watching me on YouTube because of that video. So with that video, I'm busting the myths, guys. I am sick and tired of all the terrible data science experts out there and all the myths that they've put out there. So I am de-influencing data science from all that nonsense. Last week, I posted a video about jobs, and I introduced my rule of three. If you don't know what the rule of three is, you should go back to that video, check it out. And tomorrow, I get to release my next version. I'm releasing every Friday, and tomorrow, I'm gonna just keep on going with the same series. I already have like 4 episodes going on. Tomorrow, I'm gonna release one about AI and the future it will play in your job as a data scientist. And I gotta tell you, I think I'm gonna hurt some feelings out there. I am so shocked by how many influencers out there refuse to believe that AI is gonna replace them or have some sort of an effect on them. So many influencers are in denial. So I cannot wait for you guys to see that video. AI is going to have a big impact on all of us. To some degree, it already has had an impact on us. So I can't wait for all of you to see that video. I'm just really excited about all the content I put together for you guys. So that's going to be a really fun one. Please send me your feedback on it. A good scientist always works off feedback, right? So I appreciate you guys giving me that feedback, but I think it's going to be an eye-opening video for everyone. And then as far as the not so great things that I have going on today, it's this book. If you guys don't know, we've been going through this book every Sunday. We've been meeting for the last 7 Sundays. We've been doing a chapter a week. We've managed to go through this entire book. So today I get to prepare the last materials because this Sunday is your last opportunity to participate. So it's a bittersweet moment because that means that the Sunday classes are coming to an end, and they've been really fun. They've been going really well. I think this past Sunday we had a fantastic class, but it's over now, guys. It's over. It's gonna be sad on Sunday because we've had such a journey together, and I know that there's some of you in the chat here who have they've been with us throughout the whole time, right? There's people who have been dedicated, have come every class, have stayed as long as they could because, we have had some long classes. So it's going to be bittersweet when we finish because it's been a really fun journey. We got through the 10 chapters. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but also really, really proud of all of you who have managed to stick with it, or even if you just came to a couple sessions, I love this book, and if you guys don't know this book, you should, you really should. I've shared this story before, but for the new people, I'll say it again. I went to dinner with my friend. He's a head of innovation, really talented data scientist, somebody who I guarantee all of you would jump at the chance to work for because he works for a very large company. When we were just kind of sitting down waiting for our steaks to come, he was like, yeah, so what are you up to? And I said, I'm teaching the ISL book. And he immediately knew, oh, the yellow book. Oh yeah, that's a great book. I guarantee you that every data scientist out there knows this book. Any like professional working data scientist knows this book because it's just that good. So yeah, it'll be bittersweet when we finish, guys. Bittersweet. But again, thank you so much and congratulations to all the people that have stuck in there with all of that. Okay, so again, let us know your city, state, country, province. I'm already seeing the chat fill up. But I do like to start with an opening note to give you guys a little bit to think about and just different thoughts that I like to share with you. So obviously I didn't get myself set up so great today. So I'm looking at my list of opening notes and I want to pick out an item. I'm going to do this just off the top of my head because, there's so many things I want to share with you guys that I'm just going to pick up something here from my list. So I'm looking at my list. A couple of them are jumping out at me. Give me just a second, guys. I want to pick something to talk about. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I want to talk to you guys about project management. A couple of people have approached me recently in my direct messages about project management. And I like focusing on these topics because these are the types of things that nobody really talks to you about in school, right? I don't know of any curriculums that teach you project management. And when I'm talking about project management, I'm not necessarily talking to you guys about you running a project or you being a project manager. People kind of make those equations. That's not really what we're talking about. Project management is more about you and how you manage your tasks and then how you report those up to your leadership, how you end up reporting to the project manager, to your lead data scientist, to your chief data scientist, right? So one of the things that I advocate is you're going to find that a lot of teams out there for data science work very similar to software engineering teams. And if you buy into that, you're basically talking about what's known as agile development or the agile project management philosophy. And it would be impossible for me to teach you agile in a single opening note, but basically agile programming is a generally accepted way to work on software and develop projects. Now, agile can be used for a lot of different things, but it's mostly used in software development. So you're going to find that a lot of data science teams will also ask you to work with an agile mindset. There's a lot of tenets to the process of working with agile. But one of the most basic things you can do, and you can be doing it right now, that'll help you in project management, is the next time you're thinking about a project or you're thinking about something you want to do, I want you to start thinking in pieces of work that will take you 2 weeks to finish. So don't think about the entire project. Don't think about, oh, I got to do this and I got to get this done and I got to do this visualization. And don't think about all that. Just think about, what can I accomplish in the next 2 weeks? That's it. That's all I want you to think about. And I want you to start thinking about, what can I do in the next 2 weeks? And then at the end of those 2 weeks, I want you to think about how accurate you were in producing what you set out to do in 2 weeks. Did I finish everything? Maybe I finished early, maybe I didn't finish everything. And I just want you to get good at estimating what you can do in 2 weeks. And that's it. Don't go out and read Agile books or anything else about, Agile methodology. Just think about what you can do in 2 weeks, estimate it out, and then grade yourself at the end of it, how you did on your estimation. Now, the reason that's important, in case you don't know Agile, is that Agile tries to break things down into work units of time. Those units are known as sprints, right? Generally speaking, on most engineering teams, a sprint will be 2 weeks. So that's why I'm asking you to think about it in 2 weeks. You could choose 1 week, you could choose a month, but generally speaking, the accepted sprint is 2 weeks. So you don't have to know everything about Agile. I'm not asking you to program, be a project manager. But for you, as somebody coming in, somebody, being a new employee, if your most basic contribution to what you can do to help the project, to be a good Agile member, is to be able to say, hey, I know we have a sprint coming up. I can take on these 3 tasks, and I'm pretty sure I can finish these 3 tasks. Because if you didn't practice ahead of time, you wouldn't know, right? So that's why I'm encouraging you to practice now. Like, what really is my capacity for writing code? Like, if I'm looking at a task and the team tells me it's going to take 3 different Python programs to finish that one task, how long does it take me to do 3 Python programs? You wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know unless you practiced it. You don't know like what your coding speed ability is unless you were to measure it and say, okay, let me try this. And I think I can do this in 2 weeks. Right? So start practicing that now in your school assignments, in your personal research, things along those lines. Start thinking about, what can I do in the next 2 weeks? That way, when you hit a team, when you actually start as a data scientist, you have a better sense of saying, okay, yeah, I know myself. I know my code speed. Yeah, let me do this. I can take this on, boss. I can finish that in 2 weeks, no problem. And in turn, now you're giving a better estimate, and now you're helping people, kind of rely on you, right? Because now you can say, yeah, when they tell me that they can finish in 2 weeks, they hit that mark. That's a very valuable thing. Okay? So just start. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just think about your work. What can you do in the 2 weeks, and how good were you estimating what you can do in 2 weeks? All right? It'll be good practice. All right, so seeing the chat fill up, wow, lots of people in the chat. Lots of people in the chat. So thanks everybody for joining. I'm going to start going down, and thank you so much for the people that are introducing themselves. I think that's really good. Innovator of Life says, hi, I am Sunil. I am from India. Nice, Sunil. Welcome. I think it's your first time. If it is, welcome. And welcome to all the first timers. S. Darshan from Coimbatore, India. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Coimbatore? Yeah, Coimbatore, India. Welcome, Darshan. Halima, let us know where you're from, okay? Andrew says, Andrew from Providence, the United States. Is that Providence, Rhode Island? I think there's a Providence, Massachusetts too. Let us know, Andrew. I'm tempted to say that it's not your first time. Let me know. Hi, Ilyas from Morocco. Nice. The Morocco people have started. For some reason, I'm really popular in Morocco. I've actually looked at my statistics. I was looking at my analytics this morning. 4% of my audience is in Morocco, which makes them my 5th largest country, I believe. 6th largest country in my analytics. So yeah, welcome, Ilyas. Glad to have you here. Lubna. Lubna is also from Morocco. Welcome, Lubna. Nice to see you. Guys, the Prime Minister is back. We have a government agent in our presence once again. His Excellency Samuel from Ghana. Nice. Welcome back, Your Excellency. I know yesterday was your first day, so really glad to see you back. You know, it warms my heart when I see the people coming back because, you know, maybe I'm doing a couple things right. Who knows? Maybe. But thanks for joining. Rex, our good friend Rex. Rex is one of our moderators on Twitch and on Discord, so thank you for that, Rex. Rana, hi, Tayyab from Pakistan. Nice, Tayyab. Welcome. I have quite a, I don't want to say quite a few, but a couple watchers from Pakistan. So welcome. Glad you're here. I don't think it's your first time, Rana, but maybe I'm wrong on that. If it is, welcome. Harsh, let us know where you're from, Harsh. Meineken is from Phoenix, Arizona. Nice, very nice. My sister lives in Phoenix. I just visited her back in I guess I was there in July. Yeah, but Phoenix is nice. Hot though, super hot. But I'm used to the desert weather, but Phoenix is not for everybody. Joseph, welcome. Hello, Dennis and everyone. Happy Thursday from Tennessee. Joseph. And also Patrick, good morning, all happy Thursday. So Joseph and Patrick are also my moderators on YouTube. So thank you so much for helping me out. Appreciate those guys. Pixel is hi from Munich, Germany. Nice, welcome. I don't think it's your first time, Pixel. If it is, let me know. But welcome, glad to see you here. Yassine, our good friend Yassine from Tangier, Morocco. Nice. Gosh, you know, Yassine, I was thinking about Tangier last night, and I can't quite remember what it was that had come to mind about Tangier. But I was there last year, and there was something I wanted to ask you about, but I forgot. But anyways, I'm glad to see that you're here. Hope that you're doing well. Hope that school's going well. Emil? Is it Emil, I think? Emil is from Azerbaijan, or from Baku, Azerbaijan. Nice. I don't think we've had too many viewers from Azerbaijan, so welcome, Emil. Creature of Hobbit, bonjour from Lille, France. Welcome. I think you've messaged me, maybe. I recognize your name. I think you've sent me a DM. I can't quite remember, but welcome. Ali Ibrahim says hello. Hey, Ali, let us know where you're from, Ali. I am. Is it Fawad? I'm Fawad from Hangzhou, China. Very cool. Very cool. We get a couple of viewers from China. I guess in China you have to use a VPN, is my understanding, right? I don't think Instagram is widely available in China, right? But welcome. Glad to see you here. Ali, I see your question. Let me come back to it. Okay, I want to finish up the intros. Okay. Harsh, let us know where you're from. Mohammed, let us know where you're from, my friend. Sravan says, in India today we celebrate Teachers Day. Happy Teachers Day, Dennis. I don't know. I don't know if I consider myself a teacher. Am I? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. You guys have been to my live streams. You guys have been to the classes. I don't know if I consider myself a teacher per se. I don't. You know. Here, Sirvan, here's why I don't consider that, because I'm just having fun, you know? Like, I'm just passionate about this stuff. So I'm just, you know, I'm just doing what I like. I just, you know, I don't do things for money. I don't work for people that I don't like, and I don't do things I don't want to do. So this is what I like, right? I like this and playing with my dog and playing golf every once in a while. You know, I'm a simple man. And I like fast cars too. But yeah, like, I don't know. I guess, you know, it's not offensive for you to tell me I'm a teacher, but you know, just having fun, man. Just having fun. Now, I will tell you this, guys, you know, my parents are both teachers. My mother was a teacher, for like 25 plus years. And she always took the tough assignments. Like, she teaches in the inner city schools in Los Angeles, and she teaches math to junior high school students. Now, I don't know if you guys know current junior high school students, but math is not one of the things they want to learn. So, my mother was a great teacher, always takes, always took the hard assignments, And then my dad was an administrator at a school for like 32 years. Like he retired from the school. Like he basically worked there his whole adult life. Like he just went there and just worked, So both of my parents were in the educational field. So I'm sure that they would be very proud to hear you say that. But they never encouraged my sister and I to go into teaching. They just figured we would do it later in our lives and our careers, and that's exactly what's kind of happening, right? But my parents are teachers, and actually right now my parents are traveling Europe. They're on this 3-week trip to Europe, and they're having a great time. They just sent me a text a couple days ago, so they're having a really good time, visiting Europe. So they were teachers for a long time, and now they're enjoying their retirement and all that. But yeah, I appreciate that, but I don't know. I'm just having fun. It's really bittersweet, but any plans after the Isla book? Maybe. I think there's a couple maybe hardware things we could do, one of the ideas I'm floating around is I want to start looking at some more GPU stuff. So I might do like a GPU instructional on a Sunday. Couple of different ideas, A magician never reveals his secrets. So maybe, yeah. Creature of Hobbit says, I'm a first-time live joiner. What book is it? Yeah. Okay, guys. So if it is your first time and you don't know this book, it's called Introduction to Statistical Learning. If you don't know this book, you should. Forget all the tutorials, forget the Coursera stuff, forget the Udemy stuff. If you want to study data science with a professional mindset, this is the book right here. You can find it on Amazon, and some people are giving me the feedback that it's quite expensive, and it is. Not gonna lie. But if you go to the author's website, statlearning.com, they do have PDF downloads for free. And that's coming straight from the author, so I don't think you're violating any copyrights or anything. But professional data science begins right here. And this Sunday, you can attend live. Now, if you haven't attended, you can attend, you can watch the replays on YouTube. I've posted all the replays. I posted parts 1 through 7 because we've had 7 classes so far. But a Creature Hobbit, thanks for the question. For some of you, this is your first time knowing this book, and you're serious about data science. You want to become a professional. Remember, on my channel, we don't offer that I don't advertise you can become a data scientist in 2 months, right? That's not what I do here. If you really want to apply yourself and be a professional in the field, this is where it begins. So get this book, come to Sunday. This is your last opportunity, or watch the replays. And, you'll be creating a really good foundation for future data science. But thanks for the question there, Creature of Hobbit. Manoj, our good friend Manoj, good morning and all from Bangalore. Happy Teacher's Day, sir. Thanks so much. 2 people wish me Happy Teacher's Day. Thank you so much. Rex says, another beautiful sunny day in New York City. I'm jealous, Rex. The weather in New York City right now is beautiful. Beautiful. Fraser, let us know where you're from, Fraser. Mustafa, welcome. I just showed you the book. Again, it's called Introduction to Statistical Learning. If you Google that, if you find that on Amazon, if you enter that into Amazon, Introduction to Statistical Learning, I guarantee you'll find it. It's a very popular book in academics. Most academic programs will teach it. Yeah, Creature Hobbit, you got the title right. Patrick, let me come back to your question, okay? I want to come back to, I want to make sure I get all the introductions, okay? Michael, our good friend Michael says, hello, Dennis and everyone. Good to see you, Michael. Hope you're doing well. Is it Benin? I think you're in Benin. Hope you're doing well, Michael. Broseph, let us know where you're from. Hi, sir. Love your work. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Just doing what I like, guys. Just doing what I like. And again, I appreciate the feedback because, I'm just sitting at home alone with my iPhone. Like, Like there's nobody else here. I have a little studio that I built in my house, but otherwise, I'm just sitting here talking alone into an iPhone. So I appreciate that feedback, guys. I hope it's helping somebody. Bandito joining us on Twitch. Welcome. You know, my Twitch following is slowly growing, guys. We're getting there on Twitch. Jose from Chile. Nice, Jose. Welcome. I think you might be our first viewer from Chile. I can't recall other people, at least that they didn't. At least that they told us. Glad to have you here. Bandito says, "I am learning Python. I want to become a data scientist." You're in the right place. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. Want to become a data scientist. But yeah, and this is a good time for me to remind you guys, because again, I see a lot of new people. In my content, I don't make false promises to you. I do not tell you, "Hey, you're going to be a data scientist in 3 months and you're going to be making all this money." That's not me. That's not my content. That's not what I promise. Data science is a serious profession. I think it's similar to being a doctor or a lawyer. But I say that knowing that when you're a doctor or you're a lawyer, the older lawyers teach you, the older doctors teach you, right? When you're a lawyer joining a new firm, they usually pair you with a senior lawyer to help you understand, hey, you learned this in school, but this is how we really do things. So that's me, right? That's me helping all of you. And I say that because I truly care about the profession. I truly care about the data science profession. And that profession goes beyond me, right? So I'm I'm in the second half of my career. Don't call me old. I'm just in the second half of my career. So it's my responsibility to help the newer people, right? So if you really want to become a data scientist, guys, you're in the right place. I'm trying to do my part to help the profession, help develop the next generation of data scientists, right? Because I want data science to live, beyond me when I'm dead. But you're in the right place. But there's no false promises here, no cheap content. I don't sell cheap courses. Most of those experts out there haven't worked at all, right? So I'm glad you're here, Bandito. And Rex, I love the hosting duties that Rex is doing over there. We got to keep Rex busy, guys. If you want to join on Twitch, go join there to keep Rex busy. Casual Economist, our good friend from Minneapolis, says, "Good morning, Dennis. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you." Leo, good morning, folks. Good morning, Dennis. Hey, Leo. Leo's our newest moderator, so congrats to Leo. I elevated him to moderator yesterday, so he's gonna be helping us out on YouTube and on Discord. Really thanks to Leo for his help. Akimbop, hello, my name is Xavier. Glad to be here. I'm from Santiago, Chile. Nice, Xavier. Welcome. 2 people from Chile in the same day. Wow. I don't think we have anybody from Chile, and all of a sudden we have 2 people from Chile. So very cool. Welcome. Manish says that they are from Uttarakhand, India. Nice. I don't know where Uttarakhand is. Let me know. Is that North India, South India? But welcome. Glad to hear. And thank you so much to everybody introducing themselves. Hi, I'm Sajad from Iran. Very cool, Sajad. Welcome. Nice to see you here. We have a couple of viewers in the Middle East. So thank you so much. Andrew is telling us he's from, I'm guessing Andrew's from the US. Andrew is from Los Angeles. Oh, very cool. What part of Los Angeles? I grew up in Los Angeles, and I grew up in the greater LA area, so welcome. Nobody knows says, "Good morning, Dennis." Good morning. I think you've been here before, but I can't remember where you're from. Let me know. Pablo says, "Hi, I am from Germany." Very cool, Pablo. Welcome to the chat. I think it's your first time, so welcome. Paneeth from Perth, Australia. Wow, isn't it late out there? I think it's pretty late in Australia right now, isn't it? Let me know, Paneeth, but I'm glad you're here. Jose, I'm new here. I'm Jose from Chile. Jose, are you the same person earlier from Chile? Are you also Bandito? I think you might also be Bandito on Twitch, right? But thanks for joining, Jose. Is it Russo? Russo from Chennai, India. Welcome, Russo. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Really grateful for all my viewers in India. India is my second most popular market according to my analytics. Rizwan says, "No, you are a mentor." Okay, okay. You are a mentor, not a teacher. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Mr. The Prime Minister of Ghana tells me, "You are like Jesus was having fun." I don't know if I compare myself to Jesus. I mean, I don't think anybody should do that. But am I having fun? Sure, I'm having fun. Absolutely. It's a lot of work, though, guys. Content creation is not easy. I've never worked for I've never worked for so little in my life before. So I am having fun. But yeah, it's a lot of work. But you know, when you enjoy the work you do, it goes a little easier, right? Ilya says you are a good teacher. Oh, thank you so much, Ilyas. Yeah, I try. I mean, like I said, I think I have the teaching genes in me because my parents both did it. But I'm just sharing my experience. You know, the only thing I can do with you guys is share my experience, share what my reality has been. Unlike, I think, I'm going to go ahead and say, unlike just about all the other, you know, nonsense content out there, I think I'm one of the few people bringing you real world view. I can tell you what I've used. I can tell you what the directors and managing directors are going to tell you. Because I've lived it, right? That's been my reality, and that's what I'm sharing with all of you. You know, I know some of you are new, so maybe you missed my interview series. I encourage you to go back to my interview series where I brought all of my friends in to talk, you know, and be interviewed and, you know, kind of have questions from you guys. I brought nothing less than directors and managing directors, right? Because that's who I know. That these are the people I've worked with. So I'm bringing you guys, you know, the real world view. So I think that's also adding to the content, you know. Landry, our man in Belgium, says, Landry, guys, I am officially going into the final year of a data science security and protection degree. It's been a journey. Oh, very cool. Congratulations. Congratulations, Landry. And really, congratulations to all the students out there. I know that this is a popular back to school time. You know, I've had some of my family going back to school, so yeah, congratulations, Landry. And you know, it's easy. It's tempting to kind of take it easy your last year. So make sure you know you stay on top of things. I'll tell you guys a funny story. Oh my gosh, I still can't believe this happened to me. I'll tell you guys a funny story about my last year in college. So first of all, just so you guys know, because I know some of you have different educational backgrounds, I do not have a technical degree. I have a degree in international business. So I do not have a computer science degree, and I went to school a very long time ago, so data science degrees were not a thing. And I was an international business major, and I was doing pretty good. I was always like on the honor roll in the dean's list, and I got a ton of scholarships. So I was a very good student. You know, I was very on top of my things and everything. My last year, my last semester of school, I had already taken care of all of my requirements. And I had like some free credits. You know how like you have like those credits where you can choose like any class you wanted to. So I didn't want like anything like too hard, obviously, because you know I was planning for my graduation and job hunting. So I ended up taking a women in film course, right? And the professor thought I was an idiot. I was like, "Why are you a business major taking a women in film course?" Like, you know, she didn't like me. She didn't like me when I first showed up because she was like, "What the hell is a business major doing in my women in film course?" So I'm usually on top of things. I usually never miss deadlines, things like that. I took a lot of pride in that as a student. One day, I'm sitting in women in film, and I remember that this class met one time a week. It met one time on Wednesday nights, and we would watch a film and then discuss the film. So one Wednesday night, we're sitting there. The professor comes into the class, and she says, "Okay, start handing them up, start passing them up." And people start passing up papers. You know how you sit in the row and like, you know, you pass up the papers, right? Or at least we used to now. Maybe you guys don't have to do that anymore. I'm an old man, right? So So people are passing up papers and I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't have a paper. What the hell's going on? It was the midterm. You were supposed to write a midterm paper and I completely forgot about the deadline was not on my calendars anywhere. And not only was it not on my calendar, but it was one of those papers where you had to have the topic approved by the professor ahead of time. So you were supposed to schedule time with her to talk to her and then get your paper approved and then write it. And I missed all of that. And this is my last semester. And also, when she had given us the syllabus and all that for the class, she had clearly written, no deadline extensions will be given. And I was freaking out. But this was the start of the class. Everybody passed up their papers. She puts on the film. And so the film starts. As soon as the film starts, she would sit in the back of the class. I went back to the back of the class and I said, can I talk to you? I have an emergency. So we went outside and I talked to her and I said, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I don't have a paper. I have no idea how I missed this. Can you please give me a deadline extension? You know, it was a Wednesday, right? It was a Wednesday, and I told her, I promise you that by Monday morning, I'm gonna have a paper for you. And and then she told me about the deadline extension. How I had said there were no deadlines. It would be unfair to the students and stuff like that. And then I told her, I said, well, I understand, but I'm a senior. It's literally my last semester. If you decide to fail me, like I would have to stay for like a whole other semester. So she said, I'll think about it. She called me the next morning and she said, you've been a good student, so I'll give you until Monday, but you can't get anything higher than a C on the paper. No matter how good it is, I'm capping you out at a C, and I can still give you a D or an F. Which in the US, by the way, a C is not a great score, right? So she was giving me a pass, just to not to ruin my semester, but I couldn't get a good grade on it. So to her credit, she ended up being really, really nice to me because she could have totally killed me. She could have totally said, nope, the rules are the rules. You can't pass, you can't graduate, right? Because basically if she had failed me, I wouldn't be able to graduate. So she took mercy on me. She said that was okay. I spent the weekend doing nothing but this paper. I went Monday, I handed it in personally to her, just to make sure it got to her and also to thank her. She gave me a C on it. I did really well in the final and I ended up getting an A in the course, fortunately. But, be careful your senior year because it is easy for you to miss those types of deadlines. I was fortunate that I had, this professor took mercy on me and, she let me, give me just a little bit of extra leeway. But be careful in your final year, guys, because those types of things can happen even if you are a good student. So Landry, congratulations on your last year, but stay on top of things, my friends. All right. Pablo, yeah, thank you. I think you already said you're from Germany. Thank you so much. Yasser, let us know where you're from. Patrick says, I vote for some local LLM stuff on Sundays or like an exploration of AI applications. Maybe. Patrick, I get so much demand for different things, so I have a couple of really good ideas, but we'll see. So sometimes I share ideas and, general thoughts with my VIPs on Discord and with my moderators on Discord. So we'll see. Maybe I'll float some stuff around with you guys. But we'll see. Abhitish, welcome and thank you so much for introducing yourself. Hello, Dennis. I am from Delhi, capital of India. I like the way you teach this wonderful book, ISL. Thank you. Yeah, it's a good book, guys. It's a good book. It's professional data science. Forget all. See, here's the thing, guys. All the other influencers out there, they're not telling you about stuff like this, right? One, because they don't know it because they're not professional data scientists themselves. And two, they want to sell you crap, right? They want to sell you junk. That's not me, right? If I wanted to be, just another sleazy guy, I could tell you, oh no, don't worry about the title of the book. Just buy my course. Buy my course. You need my course. You can't be a data scientist without buying my course, right? That's why they don't tell you this. But this book right here is where professional data science begins. I guarantee you, the next time you meet somebody who's actually working in data, they're a bona fide data scientist, you tell them about the ISL book, they'll know it because it's like the Bible for being a professional data scientist. So yeah, I'm glad you guys like it. It's a good book. When I create my materials, I try to pull out the most relevant sections and I'm honest with you guys. Hey, I've really used this a lot, and this I haven't used so much. Maybe this isn't as important as you think it is in the real world. So I'm also trying to kind of break it down for you guys, okay? Reem, let us know where you're from, okay? I'll try to come back to your question, but let us know where you're from. Can you please repeat the link to the writer's website? Yeah, sure. So that's statlearning.com. STATlearning.com. Maybe one of the moderators will put it in the chat. Statlearning.com. It's a group of authors. Some of them are from Stanford and some are from other universities. But yeah, that's where you want to go. They have free PDFs to download. And I'm only advocating that because it's directly available from the authors, guys. Otherwise, please don't, pirate books. Don't do that. That's illegal, right? And it doesn't really honor the authors. But yeah, but statlearning.com is where you want to go. I encourage you to get the physical copy, but I know people have given me the feedback that it's very expensive, and it is. But it's a good book. It's a good book. I mean, I've had this book in my library 12 years, at least. It's a good book. Damiler, our good friend from Wales, I believe. Damiler, thanks for being here. Dennis, great to be here today. Great to have you too, Damiler. Thanks for joining. Hi everyone. MathWarp says, hi everyone, back again from the cloudy UK. All right. Well, you're still alive though, MathWarp. You're still alive, and that's what counts, right? Another good day on the planet. Kanishka, let us know where you're from, okay? Hello, sir. Hope you're doing great. I started following you recently only, but your videos are very informative. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of new followers. A lot of new followers in the past week. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. And by the way, this is also maybe a good time to kind of interject something here. Guys, I'm getting a lot of messages, a lot of comments. I am doing my best to keep up with them, but I have to admit that I've crossed the line where beyond what one human can do. It's hard, guys. It's hard keeping up with everybody. So I appreciate you. If you leave me a comment, I do my best to acknowledge you. If you leave me a message, I do my best to reply in the best way I can. Sometimes I will invite you to book a career consultation call with me. But every single time I will also give you some free resource because I usually have a video out there that can address most questions. And unfortunately, I'm also getting a lot of messages from spammers, from scammers, from people trying to sell me their editing services or their SEO services. I mean, I got like 20 people in my messages right now trying to sell me SEO. So I am doing my best to get to all your messages. If you send me something, I'm doing my best to reply, but please bear with me because I think that when I crossed I like to keep metrics like this in my head. And I think that when I crossed 12,000 followers, that's where it kind of got out of hand. Anything below 10,000 followers I could keep up with. But after 11, 12, the messages go up. So Kanishka, I appreciate you. Appreciate all the new followers. If you are sending me stuff, bear with me. I'm just one person, but I'm doing my best. Ross Explains and Games. That's a cool title. Hi, Dennis from Chennai. Nice. Another person from Chennai. Welcome. Brosep says, I'm also from India, working as a French data analyst remotely. Great. I want to get towards AI and ML. It excites me, and I want to use data for the upliftment of the society by making data or matrimony app and data. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, let us know how that progresses, bro. So it sounds like a good plan. Rex says, "I love being busy." Yeah, guys, we got to keep Rex busy over there in on Twitch. Rex says you're all welcome to come to Twitch. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm slowly growing on Twitch, guys. So happy to have all my Twitch followers on there. Speaking of which, Ekshuniam says coming in from the Himalayas. Whoa, very cool. I've had viewers from Nepal. I think that counts as the Himalayas, right? What part of the Himalayas? But yeah, welcome, Ekshuniam. Ekshuniam. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anis, is it Anis? Anis, good to see you again. How are you? Hello, everyone. Hello, Dennis. Thank you for sharing this book, ISL. I'm definitely going to watch the replays. Yeah, guys, please do watch the replays. So here's what I also do, and you might catch this on my channel later. I will also take all of the replays and I will stream them as a loop, and I'll stream it overnight. I'll stream it 24 hours. So that way you guys can look at it a little bit, come back to it, you know, maybe you have 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. So that way you can kind of come back to it and come and go as you like. But I probably will be running it today. I usually run it over the weekends. I'll run it as a loop. That way you can come and check it out. You know, maybe pick up little bits and pieces. You can see my teaching style on there. And then maybe you want to say, oh, that sounded interesting. Let me go to that individual part of the replay or of the loop, right? So I'll be doing that later today. Watch for that as soon as this stream ends. I'll kick off the loop and you can kind of, you know, come and go as you please, okay? Hello, Dennis. I'm Garvit from Delhi, India. Nice, Garvit. Welcome. Nice to see you, Garvit. I hope you're well. Mohammed. That's right, Mohammed. You're from Beirut, Lebanon. That's right. That's right. You gave me the feedback on the pricing of the book in the Middle East. Yeah. I remember you now. Yeah, thanks so much for that, and welcome. Hope you're doing well out there in your part of the world. Ekshuniam says India is world #1 in population. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess you guys have surpassed China, right? Yeah. Fraser, hey Dennis, it's good to hear from you, the present and future of data. I'm trying, Fraser. I'm trying. Really, one of the things that drives me is I just want to get rid of all the bad influencer data that's out there. So yeah, I'm trying to give you guys the present and future, but with a real world perspective, because I've been out there. You know, I've had clients, I've worked for large companies, I have friends that work for large companies. So yeah, just doing my best. Exunam says, so makes sense. Our second biggest audiences from here. Maybe actually, maybe. Here's the thing, right? Canada is like my third largest audience, but population-wise, Canada is tiny, right? I mean, on a global basis, Canada has a tiny population, right? So why are they third? So I don't know if I'm on board with that. I don't think that for educational content or certain types of content, it's always going to be proportionate to like global population. I don't know if I'm on board with that. Germany is like my 4th or 5th largest market. Germany also, again, relatively speaking, doesn't have a huge population, right? Yeah, see, you can't say that too, because then you also have to consider like the breakdown of the demographics, right? Because my guess would be that some countries I am not popular in, even though they might be populous countries. I'm not popular in because they have an aging population, right? Aging population is a huge concern around the world. We should be concerned around that, right? But then when I think about like Morocco, right? Morocco's like my 5th or 6th largest country in my analytics. And granted, Morocco has a large population, but not as large as India or China, right? But they probably have a younger population of youths that are more potentially interested in data science than a place like Italy, right? So yeah, I don't know, Ekshanyam. Lots of things to think about in that little piece of data. So I'm not on board with saying that it's proportionate to India being here. Like, you know, when I went to, like, I've spent a bit of time in Morocco. Like, one of the things I noticed is that, you know, like, there's little kids everywhere in Morocco, right? You don't always see that in other countries. Like, when I went to Japan like last year, 18 months ago. Like, you can see that they have an aging population. Like, you'd have to be blind to see that they have an aging population. Like, there's no little kids in Japan anymore. Right? So, yeah, I think it's more about the proportion of interest in your educational channel than it is about the population. I don't know, but that's just me thinking. That's just me thinking out loud, right? That's my quick and dirty, you know, data analysis skills. So I love the contribution, but I'm not sure if I'm on board with it. Aman, let us know where you're from, okay? Yassine, our very good friend Yassine says, data science is a very vast field and one surely can't master all the concepts. So can you please give some clarification on how can one know that he has enough knowledge to assume the responsibility of being a data scientist? Yeah, good question, Yassine. And other people have asked this in other formats, but I love the question because I think it is important. So there's two ways I think you can measure yourself about how good you are as a data scientist and if you're ready for a job. One, do you think you know enough models to tackle all different kinds of data and do a proper experimentation on them? Right? Do you have enough models to be able to say, hey, I came across this new data set, I want to develop a model, and here's X number of models that I can put this data through. I am educated enough on all of these models, all their tuning, all their hyperparameter, to be able to properly run experiments on them. Right? How big is your toolbox, right? Because remember, I talked to you guys about how models are just tools, right? So how big is your toolbox, and do you know how to properly run experiments on them? All right? And the numbers that I've shared with you before are two numbers to give you some scale to that. One, in my graduate studies, for our capstone project in the data science course, we had to put data through 13 different models. So I think an academic course is going to expect that, right? Like 12 to like a dozen to 13 models. When I have data scientists that work for me, I want them to show me at least 8 models that they've put the data through. 8 to 10 models is what I require of my staff. So that gives you an idea of the scale. The second portion to that is how fast can you do them? You have to work at a particular pace. You don't want to rush things. Proper data science does take time, but can you work at a reasonable pace? Right? So those are the two things. How wide is your toolbox? And I'm not just saying you saw a tutorial on neural networks. I'm saying, like, do you really know neural networks enough to experiment with them? Right? So how big is your toolbox? How big is your toolbox of tools that you know well? And how fast can you use them? Right? What's your speed like? So Yassine, I hope that gives you a good answer, but that's what I would say, right? Know enough models, be able to work with them quickly. So I hope that helps you, Yassine. Pablo says, any tips for a math major? Don't be a math major. That's my best tip, Pablo. Sorry. Exunia says, hello, Exunia. Let us know where you're from, okay? Hey, Amarjeet, do me a favor, my friend. Please don't spam my chat, okay? It kind of screws up the reading on my end, please, okay? Please don't spam my chat. Guys, yeah, really, that goes for everybody. Please don't spam the chat. If it appears on your end, I promise you it appears on my screen. It just takes me some time to do it. Obviously, you guys can see I have a lot of messages, but please don't spam my chat. It screws up the way I read them here on my end. Adreeves, let us know where you're from, okay? Let's see. Let me keep on going down here. Sorry, guys. I got a lot of spam messages here. Uzma says Uzma from Pakistan. Welcome, Uzma. Hope that you're doing well. Hope that you're well in your part of the world. I have no idea what time it is in Pakistan. I think it's still a reasonable hour out there. So thank you for joining in. Patrick, thank you. Patrick has shared the website for the book in the chat, so please check that out. Statlearning.com. Thank you so much, Patrick, for that. Thinkinator says, "Hey Dennis, I want to introduce data science to my employer. I am the data analyst at an LA health center and would like to explore predictive analytics. What are some good pitching points to my boss?" Do it. Pick a project and do it. Best way to explain it to your boss, who I'm going to assume is maybe not fully technical, is to show them results. Pick a study and do it. Right? The best way to sell somebody on this is to relate it to what they know. So they may not know what you mean by predictive analytics, but they know what you mean when you say, "Hey, I can help us improve this process by 10%. Right? So go ahead and do it. Pick a data set from your work and come up with a model, or whatever you envision your predictive analytics to be, and do it. And when you explain it to them, try to keep the math and code talk to a minimum, and the business side, emphasize the business side, right? Because you don't want to lose them in all the math talk. But they'll understand when you say, "Hey, if we make a couple different moves here, if you enable me to do this, you give me a couple more hours, you give me a couple more people, I can help you do X. And I can do X, increase it by 10%, or whatever the case may be." Right? So yeah, don't pitch them, show them, right? And guys, this goes to a lot of things in life, and sometimes honestly, sometimes in the messages, I might reply to you with this, right? And I tell this to my staff, I tell this to the people around me. Don't tell me, show me. Show me. You're telling me you're serious about data science? Great, just show me. Right? If you do that in life, you're going to get a lot further in a lot of things you do, right? Don't tell someone, show them. Show that you're serious. Show that you're going to put some action behind your words. So I think that would help you in there, Thinkinator. Why pitch them? Pitch them with results. That's your best pitch, right? So let us know how that turns out. I'm glad that you're thinking that way, though, right? I mean, that's good because what Thinkinator is proposing here, guys, happens in a lot of businesses, right? I know that if you watch social media, you would think that every business out there uses data science, but they don't. There's plenty of people, companies, even departments within companies that have no idea what data science means to them. I mean, these are my clients. These are the people that I help, right? So plenty of opportunities out there. So Thinkinator, thumbs up to you for, seeing an opportunity and wanting to do something about it. Good for you. Oh, Mohammed, my friend, come on. I am not teaching either R or Python, guys. I am teaching the ISL book with AI. We are not writing any code in the Sunday classes. We are doing it all with AI. That's the way I'm honoring the authors, right? I'm not going to sit here and teach you the Python version. The Python version exists. That's me stealing from the authors, and I don't want to do that. I love these authors, right? So I'm honoring them by taking their work and building upon it with AI. So the answer to your question, Mohammed, is neither. And really, why should you? The data scientist of the future is going to be heavily using AI tools, right? And also, guys, I'm going to spoil it a little. But this is in my video that's releasing tomorrow. So watch this space. I'm releasing that video at midnight tonight. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. It's about this very topic about AI and data science. And here's the thing, guys. And I gotta be honest with you, this keeps me up just a little bit at night. In my video about AI and the use in data science, I also share with you guys that you have to remember that it's a changing landscape. AI changes super quickly. Do not take the tools as they are now and say, oh, well, AI can't replace me. No, those AI tools suck. Oh, the last time I used ChatGPT, that the code was bad. Massive mistake. Massive mistake. These networks, these LLMs, learn at a super fast pace. What they are now is not going to be what they are months from now. And what I close my video with is, who's to say, well, excuse me, there's a lot of companies right now that are in stealth mode. They are developing their AI products in secret. I mean, look at ChatGPT. OpenAI basically came out of nowhere. I mean, OpenAI as a company, of course, existed. We all knew that, but nobody expected that type of quality, right? They just released it on the world all of a sudden, right? So who's to say that, like, literally tomorrow, there could be a brand new company who says, hey, we've solved coding. Here's our AI tool that does nothing but code. Like, that could totally happen, guys. Right? That could 100% happen tomorrow. That kind of keeps me up at night. So don't worry about working in R or Python. It's what LLM you're working with. Like what coding assistant did you use? That's the real question right now. So if you have an influencer out there selling you an R course, a Python, that's dinosaurs. I mean, that's not a good way to look at it. Like, seriously, guys, think about that. ChatGPT came out of nowhere. They released it in what, March of 2023? Came out of nowhere. And now that's all everybody talks about and uses. Literally tomorrow, somebody could come out and just solve coding. Like, that could totally happen. I could see that happening. So it's all about AI tools. Yeah, so don't worry about Python, R, whatever. It's about AI tools. It's about having the awareness to be able to know what to ask AI to create for you. I guarantee you that's the future. Now, the other people, they're not going to tell you that, because then that means they can't sell you their Python course, right? They can't sell you their DSA course, right? And you guys know how I feel about DSAs, right? So it's all about AI. All about AI. Pablo says, some advice for math majors. I don't have too much programming experience. Don't be a math major. I mean, really, Pablo, that's all I can tell you. Math majors is the third major that I would choose on my list of what to learn. So Pablo, send me a direct message and I'll send you a link to my data science guide for students, because I outline what are the best majors for data science in there, okay? Rahul, our good friend Rahul, you're so late today. Yes, Dennis, today is an anomaly. Actually, my Insta needs an update. All right, Rahul. Well, at least you made it. Thanks so much for coming back, my friend. Bisma Salim. Bisma, let us know where you're from. Hi, I'm a new learner here. Thank you. Bisma, welcome. I'm glad to see all the new people. Thank you so much, okay? Rahul says, I am from the Himalayas too, but from India. Okay, yeah, but I think, yeah, so that's right, because you're in northern India, I think is what you told me, right? And I think you told me you're at elevation. So welcome, Rahul. Thank you so much. Akash says, just concentrated on your words. Okay, well, thank you, Akash. Santosh is our good friend from Dayton, Ohio. Santosh, who's aspiring to be a data analyst from Dayton. Well, keep at it, Santosh. I think you said you're at the university there, so keep at it. Dayton's a good university. Leo says, I don't see many people from Central or South America here. Also, well, what are you talking about, Leo? We got people from Chile today. So we get people from Colombia. We get people from Chile. We have a South American contingent out there. But, you know, I keep an inclusive chat. So welcome to wherever you are in the world. I am from Hyderabad, the IT hub of India. Wanted to know how much time it would take to become a data analyst. Aman, it's going to take the time it's going to take. There's no single answer because everybody learns at a different pace. And again, my content isn't about, hey, I need to get a job real quick and I hear this pays a lot. That's not what my content is for. My content here is to help people who want to be a professional in the field. You don't ask a lawyer how long it takes to be a lawyer, or can I become a lawyer in 3 months, right? I mean, you know, I'm here to help build a professional mindset towards data science. I mean, if you want a job in 3 months, I hear that L1 Help Desk gives you some really nice headsets to wear, and I hear they have really comfortable chairs, so... HK Hamza, remind me where you're from again. I think you've been here before, but remind me where you're from. That question's funny, but I'm not going to answer it. Yassine says, thank you, sir. It was very helpful. Well, thank you for being here. Yassine, Yassine, and to everybody else in the chat, I love getting the new followers. You know, obviously had a lot of growth, but I also appreciate some of my early supporters. I've had people who've been with me from the very beginning. Yassine, you're certainly one of them. So appreciate you and appreciate all the great questions you asked. So again, I'm open. I keep an inclusive chat. New people, early supporters, you're all welcome. So thank you so much. Tumhara Kartik says from India. Well, very cool. Welcome, Tumhara. I think this might be your first time. Welcome so much. Brosov says, your views about prompt engineering or AI data trainer's job. I think it's a good skill to start developing. Yeah, absolutely. Prompt engineering is a good skill to start developing. You know, if you guys attend my Sunday class, or if you look at some of the ways I've done AI on these streams before, a lot of it is prompt engineering. We have written very, very little native code in the classes and the demos that I have done. It's all about getting ChatGPT to write what you need, right? And in some cases, well, in a lot of cases, you'll see me where my first prompt to ChatGPT is, you know, for example, last week we worked on support vector machines. So my first prompt to ChatGPT is, hey, I want to write a support vector machine. What frameworks do you know? Like, you can walk into a session not even knowing what framework to use. That's totally okay. But you have to know how to prompt that, right? Like, you have to know how to string together all of the prompts and be able to say, okay, well, here's what I really want to do. And then I need this program, and that program needs to talk to this program, and it needs to pull data from over here, and maybe we need to make the data ourselves, and let's chart out. So you're still going to be that human in the loop to help you like design everything, right? Like an architect everything. But yeah, prompt engineering is a super important part that you're going to need. Absolutely. Yeah, bro. So if you're looking at doing more prompt engineering, go for it. Now, you probably don't need to buy a course. A lot of those courses out there are taught by people who just don't have any like real world experience, right? But yeah, if you want to start saying, hey, I want to develop more of my prompt engineering skills, I'm going to be spending more time with ChatGPT or some LLM, I'm on board with that. You should definitely do that. Dennis, regarding OpenAI, from an open source project financed by big techs, we would expect. That's my opinion. Regarding OpenAI from an open source project, we would expect. Leo, you kind of lost me. Help me understand what you mean by that, Leo. Like, you mean like there could be an open source project out there that overtakes OpenAI? Help me understand that just a little bit more, Leo. Rohit says, honestly, there are 100 plus LLM models. That scares me a bit. In which way do you mean that? I could see it scaring you in a couple ways. Like, I fundamentally agree with you. There's reasons to be scared, but how do you mean that? How do you mean that, Rohit? Help me understand that, please. Leo says, that's why it's important to have people like you explaining that LLM is only a subset of the AI field. Yeah, LLMs are a small part of greater AI and the greater data science field, right? Another piece of content that I have coming up in my de-influencing series is I see these de-influencers trying to tell you that, oh, it's time to move on from LLMs. LLMs are dead, LLMs are far from dead. There's still a lot to do. Or that Gen AI is dead. Gen AI is not dead. We have a lot to do in imaging and video creation. Right? I mean, video creation, we've only started. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to LLMs than ChatGPT. There's a lot more to Gen AI than LLMs. So yeah, Leo, I agree with you. It's a big field, and the AI field is only a small part of data science in general. Most of you won't even end up working in AI. Most of you will end up at a corporate job doing regression models. I mean, I hate to say that because I know it sounds depressing to a lot of you. It's not going to sound sexy, but a lot of the world's problems are solved with regression modeling. I mean, or a lot of business problems, I should say. A lot of business problems are solved with regression modeling, guys. Like, it's really not that complex. I mean, that's kind of like another reason why I don't like the math influencers out there. Because they think, oh, you got to use this formula and we're going to use this formula. No, you're not. You're going to use regression in Excel. Like, do you guys know how many business people I've taught how to use regression in Excel? Like, that'll make your phone stop ringing. Right? I mean, because you just show them how to do regression in Excel, they'll find the answer themselves. Especially if you work at a large corporation where you're going to have a lot of smart colleagues. Like, I've taught people to use regression in Excel and my phone stops ringing. Like, you can do a lot with like the most basic models, right? So keep that in mind, guys. Data science is a broad field and it's not all just AI and Gen AI tools. Jose says, I just finished university. Congratulations. I'm a mechanical engineer. Now I want to complement my career with data science. Okay, cool, Jose. So Jose, my guide for data science students also applies to people early in their career like you who maybe, because I get somebody like you a lot. I just became a software engineer, but I really want to do data science. I just got my first data analyst job, but I really want to do data science. So people like you, it's going to take some study. It's going to take some work, but you can get there, especially if you have an engineering background, right? Because, that means you're a smart guy. So, just approach it like a profession and you'll be fine. Okay. Leo says, it's going to take the time it's going to take is the best answer. Well, thank you, Leo. Thank you. I think my good supporters like you know why I say that, because again, everybody, I really discourage people who want to rush the process, because I get that question a lot. I want to become a data scientist and I have 4 months to do it. What should I do? I really want to become a data scientist, but I only have 3 months to study. Can you guide me? That's not being a professional, guys. And I have no interest in helping people who aren't professional. Real talk, right? I mean, that's just me. Mahip says, hey, Dennis, this is Mahip from Delhi. Thank you, Mahip. Thanks for introducing yourself. Can you send the link to me too? Yeah, guys, if you want a link to anything I reference, I try to put it up on Discord, so please join our Discord. The link is pinned. After the streams, I usually do a good job of posting those on Discord. And I'll say, hey, here's the article we talked about, or here's the video we talked about. Or send me a DM on Instagram or whatever platform you're on, and I'll do my best to send it there. But the Discord, you can usually find the videos there. Okay. Casual economist, the way you are growing, I'll consider myself a day one follower. This chat will soon have hundreds in it. You know what, Casual economist, you are 100% right about that, because I remember you just joined like last weekend or like last Friday, I think, right? And yeah, in that week since you joined, like literally starting from that Saturday, after the day after you joined, and now, like, yeah, I basically have grown by 50%. Because when you joined, I had about 11,000, roughly. Actually, no, I guess it's more than 50%. Yeah, I think it's more like 70 or 80%. So yeah, Casual economist, you kind of are an early joiner right now, because like, yeah, because you're ahead of like 8,000 other people or whatever has joined since then. So yeah, you're right. As crazy as that sounds. Yeah. But you know what? You know what's funny is you're reminding me of a weird story. Because you're right, you were here early, and then there's a lot of people who are new, so you can kind of consider yourself, you know, an old timer. So, guys, I live in Nevada, which I don't know if you know this, but it's a big state, but it's not a very populated state. There's actually there's a relatively small amount of people for the land that we have. And in particular, I live in Las Vegas, which is a city that has grown primarily because of the hospitality industry. You know, casinos and hotels and restaurants, lots of those here, right? It's obviously a big tourist town. We're a town of 2 million people that gets 20 million tourists, right? But before all of that, like in the 1930s, 1920s, 1940s, there was basically nothing out here. But there were people who, you know, grew up in Nevada, you know, like miners and farmers and people like that. But then through like the 70s and 80s and 90s, you know, this place grew and became really popular. So kind of relating to Casual economist comment here, I'll tell you something that happens here in Nevada. Nobody talks about this. You don't really hear about this outside of Nevada. So in Nevada, we grew quite a bit. Like the population out here exploded in the 70s, particularly the 80s and the 90s and so on, right? And there's people like me who also moved here, because I moved here, you know, recently. I was not born in Nevada, but I live here because it's advantageous for the taxes and things along those lines. And I love the desert. Anyways, so people out here consider themselves a native if you've been out here like more than like 5 years, 10 years, because so many people move out here that and such few people were born here that, you know, if you've been out here a couple years, you're basically born here, right? Because there's nobody else. But there is a way, but that has a negative feeling. It causes a negative feeling among the people that were actually born here. Like, you know, their grandparents owned a farm out here, or they owned a mine out here, and they've always lived out here. And they're the real people of Nevada, right? Everybody else is just a tourist to them. So the way they show this is that every once in a while, you will see a car. It'll be like a brand new car, you know, like a really nice car, brand new. And it'll have like the oldest license plate you've ever seen. And it's a blue license plate, blue with white letters. And the modern Nevada license plates are like, you know, yellow and light blue, like a really nice design. But they keep the old license plates like they're, you know, it's a simple blue background with white letters, and the license plate is all beat up, and you know, it's just like, it's really old. It's like super old. And the reason they do that is because you can pass down license plates. You know, you're like, if your parents had a license plate, they can pass it on to their kids and so on and so on. So the true natives of Nevada will never give up those license plates, because it's their way of saying, you're just a tourist. We were here first, right? So they have their own way of saying, nope, we know who the real people in Nevada are. So they keep those license plates, even though it's a brand new car, you know, and it's a beautiful looking car, just to kind of they keep the old license plates on the car. So if you guys ever visit out here, you might notice that. You don't. It's kind of a rare occurrence because there's really not that many of them. But if you see that, you'll know. Haman says, can a data analyst switch to data scientist role? Sure. Have to work on your modeling skills. Brosef says, I think a new app, Cursor, is already trending this week for coding GPT sort of. Yeah, Brosef, you're right. I haven't had the time to spend time with Cursor, but I definitely see that popping up more and more for sure. Yeah. And who's to say there couldn't be another product tomorrow, right? Hey Dennis, linear regression is sexy. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, the whole point is to make the data work and give business impact, right? And it's not always going to be a Gen AI solution, guys. Cool Universe, let us know where you're from, okay? Okay, so Rohit said he feared how there were 100 LLM models. Some of the LLM models are designed to do specific tasks like Code Llama designed for coding, and it runs on a laptop. It's very cool. It's very cool, but also scary. Okay. I hear you, Rohit. Yeah. You know what? I have no doubt this is going to happen, right? There are going to be code-specific LLMs. So to your point, Rohit, I need to spend more time with some of these models. It's really hard to do that, with my schedule right now. But yeah, maybe there are reasons to fear that. Maybe what I said about there could be a code LLM out there is sooner than we think, right? Maybe. So yeah, thanks for sharing that, Rohit. I appreciate that because I really haven't developed enough insight into some of those like more localized, more specific, more open source type of models like Code Llama. So thank you for that. Brosef said it's gonna take its time. Best advice: reduces stress and anxiety to do a course online. Sometimes we forget to enjoy the journey just to go to destination. However, people want to do in short time. Due to YouTube influencers, or should I call them influence? Yeah. I can 100% agree with you, Brosa. They do it because of the influencers, but they also have unrealistic expectations of the money or of the jobs. They're chasing jobs, not professions, not careers, right? And I agree with you that it's a direct cause of the influencers, but some people just, they're just chasing the money. I gotta make money. And that's not healthy. So I'm not gonna contribute that by helping you, quite frankly. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm most likely just gonna shut down your question and just not reply, to be frankly honest with you. Because again, I'm trying to add a professionalism to the industry. And I've shared this before, but I'll share it with the new people. There is nothing in the world that gets me more angry than when I see those cheat sheets on LinkedIn, those hacks to the data scientist interview. Guys, it makes me so angry when I see that. And it makes me angry because, they're preying on you, right? They're preying on people for money, but it also because it cheapens my profession. Like, this is what I do for a living. Like, this is what I've dedicated my life to, and like, you're telling me you can do it in 3 months? Like, that's insane. Like, I've dedicated my adult life to this, and you're saying, oh, 3 months you'll be a data scientist. It's just not realistic. It's just not true. It's not being a professional in the field. So it gets me so angry when I think about those things. So yeah, it's definitely a form of influenza, Brosa, for sure. Creator panel, let us know where you're from, okay? Rohit says, in the future, I think LLMs will be designed for specific languages like Python, JavaScript, etc. Yeah, Rohit, I could see that. But you know what I think, Rohit? I think it's also going to be more API specific. Because, there's going to be because there are some APIs out there that are very complex. I shared this recently with Patrick in one of my chats with him. I was trying to get ChatGPT to help me with some YouTube API calls. And the YouTube API is very complex and it's very poorly documented. And ChatGPT did a terrible job of coming up with a YouTube script that I needed. And in fact, it did so terrible that it was having hallucinations. It would tell me to set values on parameters that don't even exist in the API. I, as the human, had to go back and verify that, I had to go look at the parameter lists and the function calls and all, and the parameter doesn't even exist. But ChatGPT was not smart enough to know that the parameter didn't exist. It was literally having a hallucination. So Rohit, I hear you. It feels like it could be language specific, but I think there's also going to be an API component to it. Because ChatGPT would have made that mistake no matter the language, right? And also because, if you're using most products out there, right, are APIs, right? And they're REST APIs, right? And the whole point of REST APIs is that they're language agnostic, right? That's kind of why REST APIs, we use them and why they're popular. So yeah, I hear you. They could be part for languages, but I think it's going to be more about the APIs, about really understanding the API documentation. Obviously ChatGPT wasn't smart enough to tell me you can't do what you want to do. Here's why. It was making up parameters instead of telling me no, that's not possible in the API, right? So that there's still room for improvement, as we say in the business world, right? That's still a lot of room for improvement there. So I hear you. You're probably, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I feel like it's also going to be influenced by, just a deep understanding of API documentation. Yeah, and that's what my gut's telling me. And also keep in mind, there's some APIs out there that are super complex, right? That's going to it's LLMs probably still have to learn them quite a bit. Have you guys ever looked at like the Swift banking APIs, for wire transfers? Or I'm thinking about these big ERM, or what is it, ERM, EDP packages, like SAP, or some of the bigger Oracle packages or the bigger IBM packages. Those have super complex APIs, right? I think there's still some maturing there for the LLMs to fully understand those APIs and those programs. So I like where your mindset's at, but my gut's telling me it's also going to be about just understanding individual tools and APIs. Yeah, but I'm happy to be wrong, but I appreciate your perspective. Thank you for that. Yeah. Rahul says, bye, Dennis. Have a good day ahead. Thank you so much, Rahul. Hope you have a good day too. And you know what? I hope the rest of you also have a good day. I'm really grateful for the time that we've been able to spend together. Thank you so much to everybody who's taken the time to introduce themselves to the chat. I think it adds to the community within the chat. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of people in the chats now. If I didn't get to your question, please join us on Discord. The link is pinned in your chats. You're going to find some of the great people on this chat are also in the Discord. There's also moderators there. The moderators did a great job today in the chats. They also do a great job on Discord. So nobody's going to make fun of you. Nobody's going to come down on you. So don't be shy about posting. So if I didn't get to your question, hey, not all the answers have to come from me, right? I love the community, helping the community. So please join our Discord. The link is there ready for you to join. And I really appreciate the time. Tomorrow I have something special in mind. Tomorrow we might talk about articles, about how to put articles together. So Look for something special. I need to do some research today, but I might do something on articles tomorrow. We're going to have a little bit of an instructional for Friday's stream, okay? Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families, and I'll see you next time.